Good morning, students. This is the third part of the poem A Song for Saint Cecilia's Day. We are going to critically analyze the poem after understanding line by line. Dryden describes the importance and power of music. He wrote this poem to sing of the power of music on the eve of Saint Cecilia's festival held on 22nd November in all Christian countries. The poem is dedicated to Saint Cecilia, the patron saint of music. She is said to have invented the organ and to have drawn an angel from heaven. In the poem, he shows how music created the universe from discordant atoms. He shows the contribution of different musical instruments in the formation of universe. This is the theme of the poem. Now we will critically analyze. This is the critical appreciation. The ode opens with an explanation and the central idea that the world was created by harmony. Music is here treated as harmony and as a creative force. At first, nature lay weighed down by discordant or jarring atoms, worse than dead, inactive, and unable to raise her head. The influence of divine harmony or the tuneful voice of God. It was in obedience to the organizing influence of God's musical voice that nature resolved itself into order. Then the different seasons and elements of cold, heat, wet, and dryness assumed their proper status. The heavenly harmony gave further shape to the universe and developing it as it went from one melody to another. The highest culmination of this creative power by the divine harmony was the shaping of man. So, man was the highest creation through the divine music. Now, power of music to stir and subdue passion. Music has a remarkable power. It can both arouse and subdue the passions of man. When Jubal played upon the first lyre made out of a shell, people were amazed and they gathered around him and thought that he was a god. And they thought that in the shell there was a god dwelling in the hollow of the instrument. They all worshipped and gathered around in awe. Sounds of different musical instruments. The different musical instruments have different appeal. Now, there are some sounds of 8 musical instruments. First, the chorded shell, then angry trumpet, third, thundering drum, fourth, complaining flute, fifth, wobbling lute, sixth, sharp violin, seventh, Orpheus's lyre, eighth, sacred organ, and ninth, the last one, is the celestial trumpet. Not the trumpet that excites the soldiers to arms, that is the earthly trumpet, but this ninth one is the divine trumpet, which will again discordant the earth, which will again destroy the earth. So, the different musical instruments have different appeals. The trumpet's loud clanging sound expressive of anger and a warning of danger, possesses the power to inspire its listeners to take up arms and fight. The thundering double beat of a drum influences the soldiers to take to arms and fight against the coming enemy. Flute music has a soft and complaining sound, that is the soft complaining flute, and seems to give expression to the sorrow of disappointed lovers. That means their love has not been materialized. The lute produces notes of lament, sweet and low, like a dirge. Dirge is a funeral song for the tragic end of unrequited love. Wobbling lute. Wobbling is the sound of a bird. It sounds like a bird. The violin, with its sharp notes, conveys the pangs of envy, jealousy, a mood of despair, deep resentment, anger, pain, or the intense passion of lovers towards disdainful dames. Disdainful dames means proud, beautiful ladies who reject the love of their lovers. Dryden moves from one musical instrument to another in a skillful and smooth manner. Dryden now moves on to the music of the church organ, thus introducing Cecilia, the patron saint of music and the traditional inventor of the church organ. This divine instrument is above all other musical instruments in beauty, for its notes inspire a love for God in their listeners. So it is a divine instrument inspiring love in the hearts of all the listeners. The sound of the organ soars up to the skies and heavens and surpasses even the music of angels in its richness. Even Orpheus, with his power to cast a spell on the trees and beasts with the music of his lyre, was less marvelous than Saint Cecilia's musical power. The music of Orpheus caused the trees to uproot themselves and move behind him and to follow him. Cecilia performed a greater wonder than Orpheus. Her organ music brought an angel to earth under the mistaken impression that the sweet sounds were coming from heaven. Power of music to end the universe. The ode ends with the idea that just as the universe began in harmony, it will end to the sound of the ultimate trumpet. Music then would play an equally important role in the dissolution of the universe as it did in its creation. The sound of a trumpet blown in heaven will proclaim the doomsday, that is the last day of judgment. The sound of the trumpet shall untune the sky. Created under the influence of music or divine harmony, the universe will dissolve into chaos. This is the power of music that Dryden talks of here, and not its nature. So, Dryden has made beautiful use of sound effects in this ode. Sound is made to literally echo the sense in the poem. It is a fine example of onomatopoeic poetry. Now, what is onomatopoeia? When the words are used to make the sense of sound. Just as already I have mentioned, angry trumpet. You can feel that the voice of the trumpet is in an angry mode. The thundering drum. You can hear the sound of the drum, the double beat of the thundering drum. the soft complaining flute, as if its notes are dying and it is complaining that the love is dying. The warbling lute, how it wobbles like the dirge of the funeral song. Again, you can hear the despair of the lovers for whom the ladies have refused. Sharp violin. Then Orpheus's lyre, sacred organ. So all these show the sounds of various instruments. Thus, the musical instruments and their sounds are conveyed in a vivid manner. He successfully experiments with language and rhythm in an attempt to catch the different shades of emotions expressed by various musical instruments. It is appropriate that a poet writing an ode to music should strive for musical effects in words and versification. As he moves from one instrument to another, Dryden makes a corresponding change in versification. So, thank you. This is the critical appreciation of A Song for Saint Cecilia's Day by Dryden. Thank you.